8-Bit Baseball is on. It's Game 4 between Lucky 7 and the Super Strikes. We're out here at Super Strikes Stadium for the game. The Strikes lead the overall series 3-0. Pitching today for Lucky 7 is Cross. He's 0-3 with a 6.35 ERA. And for the Super Strikes, it's Bret. He's 1-2 with a 3.93 ERA. 8-Bit Baseball. So exciting, you'll have to practice deep breathing meditation.
Deep breathing meditation. You should be practicing that anyway. Leading off today for the 7 is Reyes, his second baseman. Bret on the hill for the Strikes. Oh, that's a hard shot into left field to begin the game. Where's that going to end up? Right into the crowd. A lead-off home run. Well, dang, I better practice some deep breathing meditation because that got me all excited. Second batter here is Atlas. His team's already leading. 1 pitch, 1 run. A diving catch by McCoy there, and is able to make the throw over to first. Excellent defense. Lane now up to bat, the shortstop for the Lucky 7. Swinging strike there from Bret. Swung right through that one. No balls, 1 strike to the shortstop. Bret lines and delivers a pitch outside, and he does bat at that one and hits it. It's going to get just beyond the second base. McCoy's moving out there. Has it for the out. 2 away for Bomber, the right fielder. Bret lines and delivers a pitch on the outside that he hits out to the first base side. Mira is able to handle it. Step on the bag. So we're done with the first inning, and the visiting Lucky 7 already lead 1-0. Sauer leading off for the Super Strikes. He's the center fielder. 373 on the year. He's popped up just beyond the infield. It is Shaq moving out there, calling for it. Has it for the out. So that'll bring up McCoy, the second baseman. Cross. Gives him a pitch on the inside. He bats it up to Reyes, who gloves and throws to Shaq in time for the out. 2-way for Rodney, the right fielder for the Super Strikes. 434 in the year. Also has hit 7 home runs. Cross. Gives him a pitch right across the zone, and he bangs it deeply into the foul territory on the third base side, out there in the left field side of the field. No balls, 1 strike to Rodney. And then back out of the zone, Rodney laid off that one, makes the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Rodney. Back across the zone, and he's popped up once more on the third base side. This one might be playable for Roman. He's moving out there and has that for the out. So we are done with 1 inning. Lucky 7-1, Super Strike 0. Shaq up to bat. He's the first baseman. Going to lead off the top of the second with the Lucky 7. Bret pitches him inside, and it's fouled into the stands on the first base side. No balls, 1 strike to Shaq. Bret lines and delivers across the zone. It's down the line, and that's out to McMira. Able to handle it and record the first out. So Kruger now batting. Number 6 hole hitter. Left fielder for the 7. And he's going to foul that one onto the first base side. So strike 1 to Kruger. No balls, 1 strike. Bret lines and delivers a pitch outside that Kruger lays off. 1-1 now to the left fielder. Bret gives him a pitch back across on the inside. He watched that one for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Kruger. And back across. That pitch had a lot of movement. He bats at it, and a diving McCoy cannot come up with it. It's out to Sauer, who throws it in there. So that's a base hit for Kruger, and he's at it first now for Roman. Outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to Roman. Bret checking the runner, and then back across the zone, it's going to be hit to Mira, who's able to step on the bag, throws up to second, the runner retreats, and is able to get to base safely. So Sergio comes up, the catcher, and he's going to bat that one foul on the third base side. Strike 1. A lot of first pitch fouls here from Bret. And back on the inside for a ball, evens the count 1-1. Back to Sergio off the plate. And then back across the zone there for a strike. 1-2 now the count. Bret checks the runner. And on the inside, he hits it out to, a diving catch there by Market. And he's able to make the throw up to second for the final out. Bottom of the second. Roche up to bat. He's the left fielder. Cross, lines and delivers. Outside swinging strike. No balls, 1 strike to Roche. And then another swinging strike. Boy, he's really gotten some excellent pitches in here against the cleanup hitter for the Super Strikes. And then that one is back across the zone. He does bat at it and hits it into center field. Atlas is there. Has that one for the first out. So that'll bring up Market, the third baseman. 5-hole hitter for the Super Strikes. And the pitch there is right across the zone. He watched that one for strike one. And then back on the inside, backs him off the plate there. Makes it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Market. Cross. Delivers. Oh, that was excellent. Way outside, and then at the last second it curled in and hit the plate. 1-2 now. And that's going to be up to Reyes. A diving play by the second baseman. And is able to throw to first in time for the second out. Mira now up to bat. He's the first baseman for the Super Strikes. And that's a good shot into left center. That's going to get down for a hit. And Mira's going to round first. He's headed up to second as Atlas grabs the ball and throws it in. But he slides in safely and has a double. So with 2 down, Mira's up at first. Albert's up to bat. And he hits that one into left. Let's see if Kruger can make a play on it. And he does. He gets that one for the last out. So we are done with 2 innings. Visitors still lead 1-0. Cross leading us off, the pitcher. Pitcher on pitcher duel. Bret delivers a pitch inside, backed him off neatly there. 1 ball, no strikes to Cross. Bret winds and delivers a swinging strike there. 99 miles an hour to the pitcher. 1-1 the count. And then another swinging strike there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's ahead of the count. Bret back inside. That's going to be a foul ball. Third base side. So the count is still 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cross. Bret winds and delivers back across the zone. Very lightly hit up to McCoy. He's able to grab that one and throw over for the out. 1 down. We're back to the top of the order. Reyes, second baseman, taking his turn. And outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Reyes is batting .310 on the year in that leadoff spot. Inside, he watched that one for a strike. 1-1. Back outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strike to Reyes. Bret winds and delivers a pitch. Outside for a ball. So we've got 3 balls, 1 strike to Reyes. Let's see what he gives him here. And he walks him. So Reyes gets the free pass there from Bret. That brings up Atlas. And he's going to hit that down the first base line. And Amir is able to grab it. Oh, and he throws up to McCoy, who's then able to throw back in time. And they got the runner. So a double play on that one. And we will move to the bottom of the third. Visitors still up 1-0. Milos, the catcher, leading off. He's popped into left field. Kruger is out there calling for it. Has it. Bret now batting. Pitcher. Cross gives him a pitch right across the zone. He bats it into kind of between the infield and the outfield. It was Lane. I guess we'd call that the shallow outfield. I don't know. Maybe we need to get out measuring tape on that one. Either way, Lane makes the catch for out number 2. First pitch to Sowers outside for a ball. And then back across the zone, he hits it up to Lane, who's able to glove and throw over in time for the out. So the side is retired here. We are done with the third inning. Still 1-0. Both pitchers have been very effective today. Lane now up to bat, the shortstop for the 7. Hits that one up to center, and it's going to get beyond a diving Albert for a base hit. So that brings up Bomber, right fielder. Cleanup man, .333 on the year, also 6 home runs for the big slugger. 1 ball and no strikes. And then back on the inside, evens the count at 1-1. Strike looking. And then a swinging strike from Bomber. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside. We got a full count. Runner on first. Nobody out. And he walks him. He walks Bomber. And Super Strikes are going to go to the bullpen. They're not happy with the walks, I guess. So that'll be Miles into pitch. Miles. And that is a first pitch strike to Shaq. And then back on the outside, a ball. And he pops him up in the infield. McCoy is shifting down and calling for it. Has that one for the first out. So Kruger now up to bat, the left fielder. Only 1 down. Runner at first and second. That's it to Mira, who's able to... Wow, that was interesting. He's able to tag the bag, and then the runners were retreating, so he tagged the runner on the baseline. the base path there. That's a very interesting play. Bottom of the fourth. Home team up once more. It's McCoy. And he's going to hit that one into foul territory. Strike one. It's on the third base side. No balls, one strike to McCoy. Cross. Lines. Outside, he hits it just beyond over Lane's head and reaches base. The shortstop was moving out there, but it got over his head. It was in between Lane and Kruger. So he's on first. That one is hit to Roman, who gloves throws up to second for one, but they cannot turn the double play. So Roche up, man on first with only one down. Cross. That's that one, and it's a foul ball. Out into the crowd. No balls, one strike to Roche. Cross. Outside for a ball, 1-1. One ball, one strike to Roche, the left fielder. Cross. And he hits that one to center right. I think that's going to... Well, no, I see Bomber was able to rush in there at the last second and make the catch. Excellent defense by the right fielder there. So 2 down for Market. 5-hole hitter, third baseman. Outside for a ball, and then across the zone, he hits that quite hard on the ground to Shaq. He's able to handle it. And they record the final out. So we're done with 4 innings. Still 1-0. Roman up to bat. Miles lines and delivers a pitch across the zone, fouled on the first base side. No balls, one strike. Top of the fifth, Lucky 7-1, super strike 0. Outside, he watches that one for a ball. 1-1 to Roman. Miles. Right on the edge of the plate there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roman. And he's popped up. It will be Milos moving over, calling for it. It's in foul territory there, kind of behind the home plate. And has that for out number 1. Sergio, the catcher, taking his turn. Batting even 200. That is a line drive out to left field. It bounces in front of Roche, and he's going to round first, heading up to second for a double. So that will be Sergio all the way up to second. And it brings up Cross, the pitcher. 1 down, runner on second. Swinging strike to the pitcher there from Miles. No balls, 1 strike to Cross. Back across the zone, it's going to be hit in just beyond the infield. Albert's able to handle it. Rushed under that and caught the little fly ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Back to the top of the order, Reyes, second baseman. 2 down, runner at second. And back on the inside, right across the plate for a strike. 1-1. Strike! On the outside of the plate there. 1-2 now the count. Miles checks the runner. And he bats that one into the center field. Let's see if Saller can make a play on it. He does. Rushed in and was able to make the catch. So we are done with the top of the fifth. Home team up once more. Timeout here. Strikes. Pulling in a pinch hitter. This is Roches. And presumably he'll be at first base. First pitch there is a ball. And he hits that one up to Reyes, who gloves. Throws to Shaq in time for the out. Timeout. Strikes going once more with a substitution. That will be Shane in. And presumably at the shortstop position. First pitch there is popped up into right field. Bomber moves down and is able to make that catch. 2 retired here in the bottom of the fifth. Milos now batting. Catcher. 415 average in that 8-hole. Incredible. And that's going to be yet another... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Bomber was able to make that catch. He moved in at the last second. Very athletic play there by the right fielder. He's having a great defensive game. And so, Lucky 7 leading off here. It's Atlas. Top of the 6th. Outside for a ball. Watch that one. 1 ball and no strikes to the center fielder. Back across the zone for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Atlas. And across the plate there for yet another strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And swinging strike. He struck out Atlas. So Miles delivers the K. That'll bring up Lane, the shortstop now, with 1 out. First pitch, there's a strike. No balls, 1 strike to Lane. And then way outside, he watched that one. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lane. Shortstop for the Lucky 7. Miles. Oh, that's a hard shot into left field. Kiss that one goodbye. So Lane lifts one all the way into the stands and extends the lead 2-0 now. Bomber up. He's a pretty good hitter too. 333 average and 6 home runs. Watches the first pitch, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And then back across the plate, it's going to be into center left. And it's not. Roche and Sauer both missed it. They were both close to the ball, but neither man could come up with the catch. And so we've got Bomber out at first, only one down. Shaq hits that one up to McCoy, who throws to second for 1, but they cannot turn the double play. Not in time at first base. So Shaq is out at first. Kruger up to bat with 2 down. Strike on the inside there. No balls, 1 strike to Kruger. And then back across the plate, and that's going to be up into center field. A diving McCoy could not come up with it. 0 of 8 bits on that one. Strikes going to the bullpen. Badger in. And the pitch to Roman. Swinging strike. No balls, 1 strike. Inside for a ball, 1-1. Checks the runners. And he's popped up in the infield. It is Shane moving down. He's the shortstop. Has it for the out. So the side is retired here in the top of the 6th. Home team up once more, trailing by 2. And they're going to put in a pinch hitter right away for Badger. And so the pitcher is out. Anthony, the pinch hitter, in. Watches the first pitch for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Inside swinging. 1-1. 1 strike to Anthony. And another pitch on the outside of the plate for a strike. 1-2 now. Cross. Winds and delivers. Outside for a ball. 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Anthony. Inside, he strikes him out. So Cross coming through with the strikeout here. Back to the top of the order, Sauer. He's popped up foul in the first base side. Shaq is moving out there. Will he be able to make a play? He does! Wow, had a little burst of speed there at the end and managed to catch the ball for an out. Out number 2, and that's McCoy now up. And that's going to be hit up into center field. A diving Reyes made an attempt at it, but it got all the way out to Atlas. So with 2 down, we have McCoy out at first base and Rodney up to bat. That was the first pitch on the third base side. Strike 1 to Rodney. No balls, 1 strike to the right fielder. Cross checks the runner. Delivers a pitch on the outside of the plate. It's hit back to Cross. He throws to second, and that will be the end of that frame. New pitcher for the Super Strikes. It's Dickey in. Dickey in place of Badger. All right, first pitch is a strike to Sergio. Dickey winds and delivers outside for a ball. That makes it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sergio. Back across the plate there, and Sergio swung at it for strike 2. It was actually in the dirt, just in the plate area there. Hits that one out to Market, who was able to glove and throw over just barely in time. So Cross now taking his turn, the pitcher. Dickey winds and delivers. And that's going to be hit up to Shane, who gloves and throws over. Not in time! So Cross gets his first hit of the season. And he's pitched quite effectively today. Reyes now up to bat. And that's going to be hit over to Market, who gloves and throws up to 1, but is not able to turn the double play. Atlas batting now, center fielder for the Lucky 7. Outside for a ball, watch that one. 1 ball, no strikes to the center fielder. Dickey checks the runner and then delivers inside, right at the edge of the plate there for a strike. 1-1. And then back on the outside for a ball. 2-1 to Atlas, center fielder. And right on the edge of the plate for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Atlas. Dickey checks the runner. And that's going to be hit up to center field. A diving Shane did not come up with that one. We've seen a lot of diving defensive attempts here today. These guys are really laying it out for the defense. Strike on the outside of the plate, 100 miles an hour. And then another pitch on the outside that he bats out into left field for a hit. Everybody moves up, and he reaches first safely. So we've got Bomber up, bases loaded. Fouls that one on the third base side. Strike 1. His team leading 2-0. Dickey gives him a pitch right on the outside of the plate there for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. checks the runners, and then back on the inside for a ball. 2-1. 2-1 to Bomber. Dickey is in quite a situation here. Outside, he's pitching them very, very carefully. 3 balls, 1 strike to Bomber. And he walks him. And he walks in a run. That's Bomber's second run, or walk of the game. And the pitch there to Shaq is hit out to Rochus, and he's able to just grab the ball and step on the bag. All right, so Cross on the hill still. He's pitched 6 innings complete and has been very effective today. Probably his best outing the entire season. That one's hit out to Atlas, and so that will be Roche reaching safely here in the bottom of the bottom of the 7th. And then the first pitch to Market is fouled on the first base side. No balls, 1 strike to the third baseman for the Super Strikes. Outside a strike. That one pitch had a lot of motion on it. No balls and 2 strikes to Market. Cross gives him a pitch on the inside. He bats at that one. It's popped up infield. It is Shaq out there. First baseman has that one for the out. All right, so 1 down. 7 going to the bullpen. Matt is in now. Cross, his day is done, and he pitched extremely well. Rochus up. Substituted at first base. Batting .423 coming off the bench. It's popped up. Matt is moving over. Has it for the out. So 2 away for Shane, the replacement shortstop. And that was an inside pitch that he bats out to Shaq, who could have stepped on the bag, but decided to throw to second for some reason. I guess just really wanted to show how good his arm was. And he did record the final out there. All right, so that will be Kruger leading off for the lucky 7 here in the top of the 8th. Leading 3-0. Inside for a ball. Hangs off that one. Dickey lines and delivers across the zone. That's hit up to Shane, who throws over in time for the out. So Roman will come up, the third baseman for the lucky 7. Dickey lines and delivers a pitch. He's going to hit that one over to Market, who throws over in time for the out. 2 away for Sergio, the catcher for the lucky 7. Dickey lines and delivers, and that's going to be hit up to the shortstop Shane. I don't know. That throw's not going to be in time. Not in time. So Sergio reaches, and Matt is batting, the pitcher. And he's popped up onto the right field side. Rodney moves in and is able to make that catch. So there we are. 8, top of the 8th done. Bottom coming up. 7 going to change some players in the field here. Bomber is out of right field. And Roldan is in. All right, mark your scorecards. Milosh batting. Matt gives him a pitch on the inside of ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Milosh. Just having an incredible year at the plate. 409. Watches that pitch for a strike. 1-1 to Milosh, the catcher, for the Super Strikes. Matt lines and delivers, and that's down the third base line. Out there to Roman, who gloves throws over in time for the out. So Milosh is retired. Timeout here. Strike's going to pull in a pinch hitter once more in place of the pitcher. It's Trevor. And that pitch was just a bit outside. Called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Trevor. Matt lines and delivers. And it's across the plate there, and he hits it up to Reyes, who throws over to Shaq for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order. Saller raced his average of 358 this game. 358 and 3 home runs. Matt lines and delivers a pitch, and it's going to be hit over to Shaq, who grabs it and steps on the bag. We are done with the 8th. Here it is, the 9th inning. The visitors lead 3-0. And it will be Fred in to pitch for the Super Strikes. And the pitch there is going to be popped up. It's getting beyond the infield. It's out there for Roche. All right. So 1 down. Atlas up to bat. Fred gives him a pitch in the dirt that he swings at. No balls, 1 strike to the center fielder. Fred delivers a pitch outside. A ball. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Atlas. And then back barely across the plate. That was a very nice pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Atlas. Fred lines and delivers across the plate. It's back up to McCoy. Gloves throws over in time for that out. So Two away now for Lane. Their last chance to extend the lead before the bottom of the ninth. Leading 3-0. Inside, he's going to hit that one out into right field. That's out to Rodney, who is able to make the throw in time at first. Incredible arm by the right fielder there. So here we go, bottom of the ninth. McCoy leading off. Matt's going to have to go right through the heart of the lineup if he wants to earn the save here. Oh, and that's popped out to Kruger, the left fielder. What a play by the left fielder. That was close. Rodney now, we all know about him. .417 average, 7 home runs. And that is hit up to Reyes, who gloves and throws over to Shaq. So here we are. Final out of the game. Roche, he's at the bat. He's the cleanup man. Outside, a ball from Matt. 1 ball, no strikes to Roche, the left fielder. Matt lines, delivers a pitch outside, way outside. He's taking no chances with Roche. Got a lot of power in that bat. 2-0, and then swinging strike on a slider in the dirt. 2-1 to Roche, the left fielder. Matt lines and delivers. And that is going to be across the zone. He bats it into the foul territory. First base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Roche, the left fielder. 2 out. Bottom of the ninth. Outside for a ball. So we got a full count here. What's he going to give him in this situation? Matt lines and delivers. Across the zone, it's going to be hit out to Shaq, who grabs it and steps on the bag. So the visiting Lucky 7 have come in to Super Strike Stadium and won 3-0. It's a win for Cross. Matt earns a save. Bret takes the loss. Had a couple of exciting home runs there. Low scoring, but interesting game. I hope you enjoyed that one.